Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. I am so stoked for today's video, and that is because in today's video I am doing a blind date with a book swap with bestie Lottie. I've been subscribed to her for a while now. I absolutely love her videos and I have gotten so many good book recs from her, and I'm so excited to see what book she ends up choosing for me. In my video I am of course going to be reading the books that Lottie picked out for me, so to see the books that I picked out for Lottie, me book shopping for them and her thoughts on them, go ahead and check out her video and her channel, and don't forget to subscribe while you're there, of course. Now, like I've already said, this is indeed a blind date with a book swap video. So we're gonna be wrapping up the books, decorating them, making them look all cute, making it more of an experience like a blind date with a book is. I do already have both of the books that I picked out for her wrapped in craft paper, so now it is just time for the decorating. So I think I'm gonna do a quick Pinterest scroll, gather some inspo, and then we'll start decorating. I just finished up decorating the books. Here is the first one. I added a ton of little details to it with my little jelly roll pen that I have. This book is one of my 5-star reads. And then I really like the way this second one came out. This one is a book that is on my personal TBR that I want to hear Lottie's thoughts on. And again, I just added a ton of detail with my cute little white jelly roll pen. I also made her 2 little bookmarks. They're nothing crazy, but they're really cute. This is my book, but I'm just showing you what it looks like. This is a little book charm, and it says Book Lover Lottie because that is her Bookstagram handle. So I thought that would be cute. And then I also took some ribbon and made her a little bow bookmark. The biggest reason why I did the book paper on these because I thought it would be nice to slip those bookmarks in this little opening right here, because the thing that connects the book to the bookmark is a paper clip. So this is what they're looking like now. I put the bow on this one and then the little book charm on this one. I'm also sending her a little something extra that's going to be coming in a separate package, but you have to watch her video to see what that is. Lottie's package is all packed up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and mail it off.
Hi, Katie's viewers. I'm Lottie, and I also make bookish content here on YouTube. As I think Katie probably already explained, she and I are doing a super fun bookish bestie book swap today. I'm at Barnes & Noble, and we're gonna head inside and go book shopping for Katie. The plan is to pick out 2 books today. So one is a 5-star favorite of mine that I am dying for Katie to read, and one that is on my TBR that I would love to see Katie read so I can know if it's worth it or not. So let's head inside and go book shopping. Okay, I made it in Barnes & Noble. So the first book that we're gonna be picking out is my 5-star read that I want Katie to read. I feel like I'm pretty sure what I'm going to pick for this one. I was chatting with Katie about what kinds of books she's really enjoying right now, what she's wanting to read more of, and it seemed like she was really itching for a literary fiction recommendation from me, and I definitely have a few 5-star reads in the lit fic genre. So the first ones that came to mind were Remarkably Bright Creatures and Lessons in Chemistry. Those are 2 of my absolute favorites, but Remarkably Bright Creatures is just a little bit more heartwarming. I feel like Lessons in Chemistry is an amazing book, but it is like a little bit sad, and I didn't really want to put Katie in like a sad headspace. Remarkably Bright Creatures is kind of sad too. Like I cried in that one, but it was more in like a I love humanity kind of way and not in like a wow, this is like heavy kind of way. And honestly, if you follow me in my channel, you know I don't stop yapping about Remarkably Bright Creatures. It's one of like my favorite books of all time. So I thought it would be fun to get that book for Katie and make her read it. Plus, they just came out with this really cute paperback version literally this month. So I kind of took that as a sign that I needed to make Katie read it. So I thought we could go find that one first. Okay, I found Remarkably Bright Creatures. It was on a table right in the front. It's actually one of Barnes & Noble's monthly picks this month because of their exciting new edition. So I don't even have this version. I'm so excited to gift it to Katie, and I can't wait to see what she thinks about this book. So since my first pick for Katie is a literary fiction book, I thought my second pick should be a different genre just so that she doesn't get bored of any one genre. So I was debating between romance or fantasy, and I think kind of the point of this second prompt, like a book on my TBR that I want to know if it's worth the hype, is to like go to my trusted book reviewers. And I really trust Katie Katie's reviews when it comes to fantasy. I feel like I'm still trying to get into fantasy, and I feel like she's read a little bit more than me, and we have a bit of a similar taste with fantasy, I think. I know Katie's also really interested in sci-fi right now, so I have a few different ideas for Katie's second book. I'm not quite as sure what I want to pick for this one, the same way I was for our first pick. Let's go look around for some YA, sci-fi, fantasy type books. One idea I had for Katie was Scythe by Neil Schusterman. This book's been on my TBR for a really long time. I think the series has 3 or 4 books in it, so I would be making her start a new series with this one. But I think the big idea with this book is that humanity has conquered hunger, disease, war, but now they're dealing with overpopulation. So the scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they have to like go around and scythe people, I think, aka kill them. So that's kind of the basic premise of this one, but I'm not 100% sure about giving that one to Katie. I know it's one that a lot of people either love or hate, and I kind of want to try to give her something that I think she'll hopefully like. And I do think she would like that one, but maybe just one that's a little bit higher rated. So, okay, the next book I was thinking about was Red Rising by Pierce Brown, but it looks like they don't have it here. They just have Iron Gold and Dark Age and Lightbringer. I feel like that kind of makes my choice for me on that. So I had one other idea for this prompt, and that is a YA fantasy book called Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I know the third book in this series, Oathbound, just came out not too long ago, and I've been hearing everyone talk about it, and I've honestly heard nothing but great things about this series, this book, this author. So I think I may get this one for Katie. This one is super high on my TBR, and I just really want to know what she would think about it. So I'm going to add this to the cart. I will say I wish that there was a sprayed edge version I could get Katie of this one. There is down here a sprayed edge version of the second book, which is called Bloodmarked, and it has these really cool sprayed edges, but they don't have any of the sprayed edge ones for Legendborn here. Sorry, Katie. So I'm thinking I'm going to get these two, but I actually have one more trick up my sleeve that I haven't told Katie about. So I actually thought it'd be fun to pick out a third book, and you guys are probably like, Lottie, that was not the plan. Those are against the rules. But what I was thinking is I was doing some research on good graphic novels, especially if you like the Heartstopper series, and I know Katie loves Heartstopper, and I found one recommendation that looked really good, so I thought we could go pick out that graphic novel just to kind of give her something else to throw in the mix if she wants to. I just thought it'd be fun to throw in a graphic novel since I know she loves Heartstopper so much, and she introduced me to Heartstopper, and I ended up loving it. Okay, I found On a Sunbeam. It was here in the YA science fiction section, but yeah, it's called On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. It's a pretty big graphic novel, but basically this one says 2 timelines, second chances, 1 love, and I think it's like a queer sci-fi, YA, romance, genre bending kind of graphic novel. And so graphic novels are kind of like comics if you're unfamiliar. The illustrations look really cool. And this is just another book on my TBR, and I would love to hear what Katie thinks about this one. So I may give her both options, but I thought because a graphic novel is a little bit of a different format, it would just be a fun one to throw in there too. And I just couldn't help myself. So forgive me for breaking the rules. So I'm gonna go check out. I can't wait to send these books to Katie and see what she thinks. Okay, y'all, I got Katie's books. I can't wait to see what Katie thinks of these books. I'm so excited to send them to her. And if you want to see what books Katie picked out for me, be sure to check out my video too. Okay, bye!
Okay, guys, a very exciting package just came in the mail. Everyone say hi to Bestie Lottie.
Hello!
I am so excited to open this up. It is time. I'm going to open her on up. Oh my gosh, you got treats for Melly?
I don't know if she'll like them. I don't have a cat, but I saw they had these cat treats, and I've heard other cat owners say that they like the ones from Trader Joe's, so I just thought it'd be fun to send a little something for Melly.
That's so sweet. We don't have a Trader Joe's here, unfortunately, so
I'll get her addicted, and then she'll be ready for more, and you'll be like, sorry, Melly, I can't get you anymore. I'll have to like keep Melly's treats up for her. I'll get her on a subscription service.
True. Her treat subscription.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I love that. This is so nice.
Of course.
We'll have her try these sometime soon. She's currently sleeping over there. That is so sweet, though. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, a little note. Stickers, period. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh my gosh, there's so many stickers.
I kind of want a little crazy.
Stop. These are so cute, though. This is so sweet. I am so excited because I just got 2 new stickers from like a different small shop too. So definitely going to be redoing my Kindle stickers soon. This is
There's
perfect.
one in there that I found that's like a Heartstopper one that I was like especially excited to send to you. I found it at like a local store like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, is that the shoe one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go through these. Stop. Okay. Oh my god, Jellycat!
Katie and I didn't even talk about sending each other Jellycats, and then we just did it, which is so funny.
Well, I saw the octopus one, and I was like, okay, it literally looks like Marcellus. Like, it's meant to be.
Spoiler. This is my new
Cute little
bestie.
king. See which one they
What
are.
could
I've
it
never
be?
had a bag either.
I know.
Because I've only ever gotten them from stores in town. So this is perfect.
Do you have that one? I
it's
didn't
a
think you had
little
that
coffee
one.
cup.
I wasn't sure.
No,
okay,
I
good.
don't.
Okay. I just thought that was like
It's
the perfect
so
like bookish one for shelves
cute.
and stuff. And I know chai is your favorite. And I thought like, I know he's like technically a coffee cup, but I feel like
Yes.
he's also a chai. You know, he's kind of the color of chai.
Yeah, we can pretend.
In our heads,
Yeah.
he can be a hot chai.
That is so cute. No, this is going to be perfect. He's going to sit up there with my ice cream, too.
Yes.
It's going to be perfect. What is this? A little reading list?
Yes.
Cute.
It's just
Okay.
like a fun little one.
Period. Oh, these are... Did you send me 3 books?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You mean like, right, yeah.
Yeah.
These are adorable. Love that. Love the cute little bows.
I got a matching this and Yap one, so we can match.
Period.
Love.
This and Yap.
And then the other one's an
Love,
Aquarius
love.
one for your sign.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I'm so nervous. What do I oh my gosh. I'm still stunned that there are 3. Oh, I love the little washi tape on the side. That's so cute.
I was just like, what
And
can
the
I throw
bow.
on to make my design better? Because I was like, I'm a mess here. Katie's were so well packaged. Mine are a little more
These are cute
homegrown.
too. Okay, so this is her 5-star read. The start of a series on your TBR. A bonus book. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a hefty gal.
Yeah.
I'm
Katie's
so
like
excited.
shaking. She's like, she sent me a literal
No, I
brick manual.
literally am shaking. No wonder this was such a heavy package. This makes sense now. Do you want me to open them in any like specific order or anything?
I think we should do the bonus book last, but other than that, it's up to you.
I will do the 5-star read. All right, so the 5-star read is Litfic, Magical Realism, ... kinda, love that, and A Cozy Mystery. So let's see what we got.
Forcing Katie.
I knew you were gonna send this to me. I knew
I'm on my soapbox about this book.
We have Miss Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I'm actually really excited for this. I don't really know a lot about it, so that makes me like even more excited because I know I've heard you talk about it so much, but whenever I hear anybody talk about books, like I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good, and then I always forget about it.
I don't know. I want to be careful not to hype it up too much because I'm like, I think going in with like medium expectations can allow it to blow you out of the water more. But
Yeah.
I know that you have been talking about just wanting to read a little bit more litfic. And I feel like it's just heartwarming. It's good for like this time of year. I think you'll either like it or love it, but I don't think you'll hate it. And I'm really excited because they just wrapped with the movie for Netflix. So if anything, we can watch the movie together then later once it's out.
Period. Wait, I
So-
love that. That's so fun. I'm really excited for this.
I am so excited to hear what you think about it. I feel like it's a crowd pleaser, so I hope you like it. And I've heard decent things about the audiobook too, but I read it physically. Yay!
I'm really excited for that.
I cannot wait to hear what you think.
Next up, we have the start of a series. This is a book off of her TBR, Urban Fantasy, Young Adult, and Dark Academia. Okay.
Yeah.
I have like no guess for this one. The anticipation is killing me right now. Wait, I think I know what this is. I almost picked this for you. This is so
That
funny.
would have been so funny.
Okay, we have Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I literally almost picked this for you. This is so funny to me. I've been wanting to start this for so long, but I have so many series on my TBR right now, so I'm really glad you're like giving me the push to start this one. I have heard amazing things about this book.
I feel like you have a lot of great fantasy recs, or like our taste in fantasy is somewhat similar. And I was like, honestly, I have more books on my fantasy TBR that I want Katie to vet for me than I do like romance. And I was like, I wanted to mix it up with like a lit fic and then something else. And I know that you've been loving Brandon Sanderson's YA sci-fi series. What's it called? With
Skyward.
Skyward, yes. And so I was trying to like look around Skyward and like looked in sci-fi. I know you've said a lot of fantasy books have been feeling the same lately. And I think most people who've reviewed that say like it offers something a little different. So that was part of the reason I picked that one too.
I'm excited. I definitely feel like it will offer something different just with like the whole like dark academia, like it's not a private society. What's it called? Secret society.
Yeah, and it's like
Private
set
society.
at UNC, so it has that like academic setting.
True. I'm really excited. Oh my god, I've actually been wanting to read this so long. I was so excited to read this in this
Yay!
video. Okay, and then we have Miss Girl here. A queer romance. It's a sci-fi. So sneaky. I don't know why I read it like that. Another one on your TBR. And for fans of Heartstopper. Okay, period. I mean, take a quick look over here. We know I love Miss Heartstopper. Oh my gosh. I've never seen this before.
Okay, so I was doing some research on graphic novels for fans of Heartstopper. I know we're all in our Heartstopper with Jaws waiting on volume 6. I saw a lot of good things about this one.
On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. And it is huge. Oh my gosh.
It just looked really cool and like a little bit different. And it's like kind of genre bending. And I know you've been loving sci-fi, so it kind of blends a little bit of that. Because I think it's somewhat set in space, but then it has a little bit like the queer romance piece, which I think is kind of like Heartstopper-esque in a sense, and it just seemed like a cool mix of genres. And I feel like I have been trying to figure out a good graphic novel to try to read next, so I was like, Katie can let us know if this one's worth it or not. It can just be on your TBR, but I just thought it would be a fun one to send to as like a little bonus book.
This is so like thoughtful of you. Thank you so
of
much.
Course.
Okay, I need to stop looking at the illustrations because I will probably spoil it for myself because I love spoiling books for myself.
Real.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Lottie. I'm so excited to read all of these. I don't know which one I'm going to start first, but we will go ahead and see that in the reading vlog.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you think.
Melly is currently like sitting on her little bed by our windowsill in our bedroom, and it's just the cutest thing ever. Like, I'm just so obsessed with her. She does this every single night, but like it just never gets old. It's just so adorable. And I do of course have an update on Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I'm about this far in and I am currently on page 120. The first bit of this book was a little slow, and Lottie did warn me of that, but I feel like it wasn't slow to the point where I was bored or wasn't interested in the characters. I actually felt a connection towards our characters instantaneously, specifically our main character Tova. This book actually does have quite a few POVs, but we're mainly following Tova, and we're kind of just going throughout her life with her. This did start out a little bit sad though, because you get to learn about Tova's past with the passing of her son whenever he was really young, and also her husband. And I honestly think that's why I instantly connected with Tova, just because I felt for her. Like, I just wanted her to be okay, and the way that she expresses her grief and her thoughts is so real and just so relatable, because her grief is just always there. And in general, the way that she says things, thinks about things, responds to things is just so human, and I really love it whenever a character feels like that to me. And Tova actually works a late shift at an aquarium as a janitor, and that is how she befriends Marcellus right here. And we actually get Marcellus POVs, and I never thought I would say this, but I love an octopus's POV. He's just so witty and funny and charming, and I just really enjoy hearing from him. And overall, Marcellus just has so much personality. There is a little bit of a mystery element to this story too, which is where the plot is going to be going, but I'm not exactly sure how the other point of views connect to this and Tova and Marcellus's main story, so I'm interested to see what's going on with that. And I like how I'm not able to like fully predict what's going on, because I feel like one of the biggest reasons why I've been wanting to read more literary fiction and dive into a genre that I haven't read as much is because of the fact that the genres that I have read more of have been feeling very repetitive and predictable for me, and I feel like the easiest way to kind of like get out of that rut is just to read a different genre. Also, Lottie and I were talking, and she was saying that this gave her AJ Fickery-ish vibes, and I definitely agree. It definitely has that very charming, cozy, heartwarming writing that Gabrielle Zevin did in AJ Fickery. I feel like Shelby Van Pelt definitely mirrors that and like gives the same feelings as that book did. It's just giving cozy vibes overall, which is actually perfect because it's kind of been like rainy and gloomy here the past few days. So I've been loving this. I feel like it's the perfect kind of book for this weather. Also, side note, I went to Barnes today and I met one of you guys there. So hi Grace, if you're watching, it was so nice meeting and chatting with you. Anytime I meet one of you guys out and about and you guys come say hi, it literally makes my day. Sorry if I'm a little awkward, FYI, because I am a little awkward sometimes, but I just love chatting with you guys and it's just so cool to meet you guys in person. So that just like absolutely made my day today. Those are my thoughts on this book as of right now, and I don't know, I'm just really excited to keep on reading. I've read quite a bit of Remarkably Bright Creatures today. I have a little less than 100 pages left. We have slowly but surely figured out exactly how the POVs are connecting. I had an inkling and a prediction as to how one of them was connecting to another. But when I was saying earlier that it's not predictable, I was saying I wasn't exactly sure in what way those things were going to happen, if that makes sense, but I knew how they were related. Which, if you've read this book, I think you know what I'm saying. If you haven't, I'm sorry if that's confusing. I am still a little bit confused about one of the other POVs because we get 4 in this book. And there are 3 of them that are very connected, but the other one is just kind of like there at this point. Like, it's nice to have that POV, but I'm kind of wondering exactly why it was necessary at the moment. As I've kept on reading, one thing that I've really noticed about her writing is her imagery. That's like really where her writing shines. It really feels like I am there. Just the way that she describes everything, it feels so immersive and vivid, and just in general, like you're experiencing the setting of the story, and I like that. Maybe it's because I don't read a ton of literary fiction. I'm not really sure. Hello, Melly. But I think the writing itself does at times get a little bit in the way of the pacing of the book. I know I mentioned how it started out slower, and as we've been going along, it has been picking up pace a little bit here and there, and things have definitely been happening, but things are definitely picking up as we keep going on. Like, I feel like I'm definitely in the depths of it now, and I'm interested to see how all the things that we've been learning as we've been going along with the characters are going to tie up at the end, because I really do like these characters. I feel for them, I connect with them, and I really just enjoy them as people. There are a few things and plot points with different characters that are a little bit up in the air right now, so I am kind of interested to see which way those things go, because they could go like 2 to 3 different ways. And I also just have to say this again, I love Marcellus. He is just so wholesome, so sweet. The way that he cares for Tova is, I just love it. He just genuinely wants to help her so badly, and it is just the sweetest thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this tonight, because I feel like I am reading this book a little bit slower than I would normally read a book about this size, which is totally okay. But I am going to read a little bit more tonight. Maybe I'll finish it. If not, I will definitely be finishing it tomorrow morning, and we will do final thoughts then. Before we go, though, for this clip, I figured that we would try the treats that Lottie got for Melly. She's going to freak out. She just finished having some zoomies, so let's see how this goes. Let's see if she likes them. I think they're Millie approved because she just ate them out of my hand and she keeps licking my hand, wanting more. And she is also purring so loud right now. I think it's safe to say that she loves them. Say thank you, Lottie. Oh my gosh. I just finished Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I feel like this is one of those books to where the ending really just makes the book fully complete. Like, yes, there are other things going on and other things happening throughout the book, but getting to know the characters and everything that they're going through and everything that they're wanting out of their life and just who they are in general, and then getting to see them like connect with one another and just how everything wraps up really just made everything from the story pay off. Like, I feel so much for these characters, and this book so deeply covers grief and the human connection and just what it's like to have like people around you, a support system, a family, and it was just so beautifully done. I honestly kind of feel like it snuck up on me a little bit. I'm definitely gonna need a little bit to round up my thoughts on this one, but it was really good. I did go ahead and start Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, and I have so many thoughts on this already. But before we get into this, I figured that we would talk about my final thoughts on Miss Remarkably Bright Creatures. I haven't edited the part of this video of me finishing this book yet, so I really don't know what I said during that random stream of consciousness to my reaction to this book, but this book truly just touched me in a way that was so unique to a lot of the other books that I've ever read. Was I like absolutely obsessed with the pacing of this book? No. But did I absolutely love and adore each and every character? And did me going through all of these bits of their life with them and all of these things piling on to get to know them better make the ending and just the way that everything wrapped up so beautifully well done and make me just love those characters even more? Yes. And there's obviously something to be said for a like fast-paced book, a more enticing read. This isn't that, and that's okay. Every single book is different. This is a book, in my opinion, that's meant to be savored. And I'm honestly tearing up a little bit just thinking about the characters and just how everything wrapped up. It was so beautifully done. This book was so beautifully human. Who knows? This might grow to be a 5-star over time. Not really sure. That does happen every once in a while with me, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this book down so we can talk about our next book that I'm currently reading, which is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I have read up to page 150 at this point. I'm about to start chapter 18, and this is a YA fantasy book. We're following our main character, Bree. Bree is 16 years old, and her mother just passed away, so there is talk of grief in this book as well. And she's currently enrolled in an early college program at the University of North Carolina. When one night while she's there, everything just kind of changes because she ends up running into somebody that she knows she shouldn't and figuring out some information about a secret society that she knows she shouldn't. I've personally never read a book about a secret society, so everything that she's kind of like going through and learning is super interesting to me. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I always forget what the experience of starting a new fantasy series is really like. It is a little overwhelming at times, a little info dumpy, a little world buildy, but boy oh boy am I taking it in because it's just interesting. It's so different and refreshing from a lot of the fantasy books that I have read so far in my reading journey. Lottie did say that was a big reason why she picked this one for me too, because a lot of people say that about this book, that it's a little bit more different than your average fantasy. And she knows how I've been feeling with the fantasy genre lately, so this has been really refreshing to say the least. It also just starts off with like an absolute bang, and we have just been hitting bang after bang after bang. Like I feel like it's a very fast-paced fantasy. I don't really find it predictable at all. Like I don't really know what's gonna happen, which I really enjoy, so I've been very shocked by a lot of things. So the reading experience has been pretty enjoyable thus far. Now this book is set in present day, but it's not giving me like urban fantasy vibes. It's not giving me Crescent City. Even if some people would use that term to describe this book because she does have a phone, there is like college going on. But to me, this book reminds me so much of the Vampire Diaries. Not with anything to do with the plot, but just like vibes only. Like you have this very normal town, and underneath the surface there are so many crazy things happening that the rest of the town has zero idea about, and I'm kind of loving that. I'm loving the college setting. I'm really liking Bree as a main character too. It is genuinely just so sad and heartbreaking to me that Bree in this book, and the other minorities as well, talk about having to like let certain comments slide off their back just because they don't want to like cause a problem or be stereotyped. It's just so sad that people have to feel that way, and it's because of the actions and the doings of other people, and I will just never understand those other people who make other people feel that way just because of somebody's culture or who they love or what they identify as. I will simply never get that. Why can't we all just be kind human beings? That is a whole nother topic, but I am really enjoying it thus far. It's bringing something new to the table, which I always love, and I think the only thing as of right now that I'm having trouble with is the world building and the info dumping, but every fantasy book has that. So we're just gonna have to get past that and gonna have to learn as we go, and everything will be fine. I also just took a shower, I washed my hair, and I'm ready to get cozy and read a bit of my book. On page 379, so I have about like 120-ish pages left of Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, and I'm still really enjoying it. I don't have like a ton of updates. I feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of action. There's like a little bit of a mystery involved in the plot too, which I've been enjoying. We've been getting deeper into the other side characters. There's also a little bit of a love triangle, and I feel like most of the time in a love triangle, I know exactly who they're going to pick, and I feel like I know who she's going to end up picking, but I'm also like wondering why and exactly how we're going to get there, so I'm excited to see that that part of the romance play through. The romance isn't like a huge plot of this book, but it definitely is like a fun subplot that's like coming in and out that I'm really enjoying. And I definitely feel like this series is going to have a big sense of found family, especially the more we get into the books. I feel like book 2 and book 3, it'll be even more than this one because we're still trying to get to know our characters and setting up our main plot and storyline, especially for our main character, Bree. I've been loving Bree as a main character too. I feel like she just has an actual like personality and feels like real to me. Her reactions to a lot of things going on in her life make sense. And I feel like she also just like doesn't take from anybody, which I love a female main character that can stand up for herself. We also just had a pretty big mystery that was unveiled. Oh, Melly Zoomy. Okay. Like I was saying, we had a pretty big mystery of this book that was just unveiled. And I feel like there's more to the story. I could be wrong, but I just feel like there's more to it than what we figured out that was like actually going on. And now because there's only 120 pages left, I'm like, what happens in the rest of this book? And then what happens in the rest of the series? Because they've kind of been talking about this overarching theme of something happening within like their magic system that's like a really big deal. So is this just going to lead to like a big cliffhanger, or are things actually going to be like going down in this book for like the big thing, or does like the huge thing that's happening with the plot and the magic system happen in the last book? There's also a few trials in this book. I feel like a lot of fantasy books do have trials, but this didn't feel like other fantasy book trials to me, because it definitely is like important for the plot, but it's not like the only thing going on with the plot. I feel like there's like a few different plot things going on that make it like very interesting. I also really hope that in the second and third books we get more POVs, because I'm really liking the two main male characters, and I'm also really liking the side characters, and I feel like this could have almost like a throne of glass multiple POV setup, and I just feel like it would be very interesting, but I don't know. I feel like every time I read a fantasy book and there's only one POV, even though I am really liking our main character Bree, I always just end up wanting more POVs just because I'm really interested in the story and the characters, and like I want to dive deeper into them each individually. And I also know whenever I feel that about a book, like I'm just wanting more from the characters, that means that I'm really enjoying a book. I feel like as of right now, that's all I really have to say. Since we have 120 pages left, I feel like a lot of stuff's about to go down, and I'm really, really excited to see how this book turns out. So let's go ahead, get into reading, and finish up Legendborn. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn last night, and I did enjoy it. Like most starts to a fantasy series, it was a little hard to understand everything going on with the world building. I think Tracy Deonn definitely had moments where she explained it through our characters, but sometimes it is just overwhelming to understand a world that you're not a part of. So I definitely think whenever I go into this second one, I'm just going to understand more, and it's just going to be more of a fully immersive experience, because I think whenever I don't understand the things, it takes me out of it a little bit, because like I feel like I need to like look it up and see what it means, or just pause and like really think about what I'm reading. But honestly, sometimes you just gotta trust the process, and I feel like the more I was reading, I was just like, Katie, you just need to keep reading. You're gonna figure it out as you go. And I eventually did. I'm not like 100% sure on everything about the magic system. I would say I'm about like 85% sure. But again, that is just classic first book in a fantasy series. I really liked our characters. I really like how unique in general the storyline was. This is definitely one of the most unique fantasy books that I've ever read. Like there are still like kings and queens, but it's more about like the King Arthur story, which I know nothing about. So it was just very like shocking to me and very fun to learn about. There are definitely a few moments in this book where I did get a little teary-eyed. I shed a tear or two. It's just because the way that Tracy Deonn portrayed the grief that Bree was going through with her mom was just very beautifully done. I feel like there were so many layers and things to learn with this book, but it also just made it like fun. And I feel like there were things going on almost at all times. I just feel like at times I almost felt like I was like missing something. Again, it could just be because it's a first book in a fantasy series. I feel like I wasn't crazy invested, but I also was invested. I think it was just because there were parts of the story that I was like confused about. And now that we've read both of the books, let's go ahead and chat with Lottie and give her my final thoughts. Okay, I have Lottie here on FaceTime, and we're gonna chat about my thoughts on the books that I've read.
We have been texting a little bit along the way, so I know a few of Katie's thoughts, but I don't know her like final thoughts.
I think for Remarkably Bright Creatures, I'm gonna give this like a 4.25 or a 4.5.
Okay.
I really liked it.
I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. My minimum to like make me feel a breath of relief, a sigh of relief would be a 4-star. So I'm so glad that it met that threshold for you. And that's all that I was really hoping for. So I feel happy.
It was really, really good. I feel like the way that they portrayed grief was really well done. The ending and how everything came together, like it was so good. And I've been thinking about it a lot. So like I might even up my rating eventually, like as we go. It was really, really good.
I'm so glad to hear that. What did you think of the author and like her writing? I hadn't read anything from her before, and I don't think she's released anything else since then. So I'm curious to see if she'll come out with any more books.
I feel like she was more of a flowery-esque, but also like flowery straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like she kind of had like a little bit of both,
a good
but
blend.
It wasn't like overly, it wasn't like overly flowery. And I feel like the way that she constructed her sentences was also like a little bit unique and different. I thought that was like cool to read. I also feel like she was more of like a character-based writer where like you really get to know the characters, and then at the end it all pays off. So like it is a little slow going, but it does all just pay off and wrap up beautifully.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I can't wait to see the movie. I think Netflix is doing it, but I'm so excited to watch the movie when it comes out. I think they just wrapped it not too long ago, so I can't wait.
No, I'm so excited. Maybe we should watch it on like Zoom or something.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Okay, for Legendborn, I think I'm gonna give it like a solid 4. It was good, but the world building was like kind of overwhelming, which I feel like any first book in a fantasy series, it can kind of be that way. I also don't really know like anything about King Arthur, so like this wasn't really a retelling for me. It was just kind of like a
I don't know anything about King Arthur.
So okay,
just a telling. Okay, did it read like YA? Like, how do you feel about like the genre being more like YA, fantasy, sci-fi? Like, I feel like sometimes you read a YA fantasy and you're like, love it, but this is giving YA a little bit, where I feel like in our 20s, or at least for me, I'm starting to like become a little more sensitive to like how the writing is done in a YA, where sometimes it feels more for a younger audience and sometimes it feels more accessible to like all ages sometimes. So I was curious like how that part of the writing was.
I definitely think that there were moments that it felt YA, but it was almost like cute, fun, nostalgic moments. Like it wasn't like too much. There wasn't really like a ton of like slang that we say today. There wasn't anything like that, even though it was more of like an urban fantasy, like modern day.
Yeah.
I kind of like explain it in my vlog as the Vampire Diaries. Like if you think of that, but it's like not totally like the Vampire Diaries. But, like, it's like they have phones and stuff, and there's stuff going on in real life, like they're at college. But there's also, like, this whole magic society going on that, like, all the normal people don't know about.
Okay.
So I feel like that was, like, a good way to explain that. And, yeah, I'm excited to read the rest of the series. I feel like I'm going to enjoy it more as I read the series because I'm going to understand the world building more. But I feel like this was a good start.
Yeah, I was watching Lexi, aka Newly Nova's vlog recently, like her wrap up. And I think in the third book, you get, like, a new POV, is what she was saying.
Please. I was saying that in my vlog where I want more POVs, and I feel like sometimes in YA books they aren't as apt to do that as they are in like adult fantasy. So that makes me so excited.
Yeah,
like
I thought when I heard that too, I was like, okay, like that would be fun. Like as you keep going to get to, I always like when you get to like unlock a new POV in a new book in a series. So sadly, no new 5 stars, but I feel like 4 stars is just solid, and it like keeps you from getting in a slump. Like we love a good solid 4-star, 4.5.
True.
So I'm glad that they were a success.
Yes, thank you so much for picking them out for me.
Yeah, of course. Well, this was so much fun, Katie. I love doing our book swap. And if you guys want to see what books Katie picked for me and my reactions, definitely head over to my channel and check out my reading vlog. This was such a fun collab, and I would love to do something similar again sometime. So if you guys like this, be sure to let us both know in the comments down below. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. So bye, Katie.
Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is probably one of my favorite videos that I filmed in a while. It was just so fun doing it with Lottie too. So if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you watched until this point in the video, go ahead and comment down below the octopus emoji so I know who the real ones are who watched until the end. If you want to keep up with me on the daily, go ahead and follow my socials, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads. I'm always updating on all of those, and they are always linked down below in every single video. I hope you guys all are having an amazing day. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Girl has her zoomies on. I'm so excited to have a camera that's not held together by tape.
That's gonna be electric.
So I think I'm gonna do a quick Spinterest. What is that?
But yeah, I think that's gonna, wait, I'm like literally outroing your video. Okay, I just went into my muscle memory.
See you guys later.
How nice.
Her character. And at night, Tova actually works as an aquarium. Really? Okay. I love this, like, what is this called? This ribbon? This is so cute, like the little stars.
I thought she was fitting.
Stars.
Exactly.
Good one, Katie. That connection took a little too long for me. Love that. Okay.